It's the Midnight Trucking Radio Network. Eric Harley here, Mid-America Trucking Show 2010 in full swing. And joining us right now, our old friends of the program from Chevron, Carmen Ulibarro. Carmen, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you, Eric?
Welcome to the program. And next to you, Nicole Fujishige. Nicole, how are you doing?
Excellent. Thank you, Eric.
Hey, thanks for being here. First of all, we want to thank you, and I haven't done this properly, but I want to thank Chevron for being a sponsor of our program, but more importantly, an exclusive lubricant sponsor of our Million Mile Club. We know that safety is important at Chevron. It is for us, and we're glad to partner with you on that program. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that, Nicole.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great program in terms of the Million Mile Club. We do have several testimonials in our portfolio with Dello of people who have exceeded over 1 million miles just with our engine oils, but also from a safety standpoint, not having any accidents. And as you know, that can be a very expensive issue for both owner-operators and oil companies like ourselves. So safety is a critical issue with us and something that we really stress as part of our Chevron culture.
You bet.
So
let's talk about shows like the Mid-America Show and others where you get to talk to the end user a lot. First of all, Nicole, fill us in. How common is it for you to hear back from customers here, and how often is it that they focus on fuel economy when it comes to their engine oil?
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of the folks that I've gotten to meet today and talk to talk a lot about fuel economy versus extending oil drains or even talking about wear on their engines. So the expense of diesel fuel is a huge expense for them, and there's a lot of things that we can do from an oil perspective to try to optimize their fuel economy savings. Your previous guest from Michelin talked about tires, so really looking at everything that is on a truck as well as the fuel and the lubricants that you're using on the truck contribute to fuel economy. So that is top of mind.
Yeah. So talk about this contribution to fuel economy. How is it that some oils are better when it comes to fuel economy than others?
Yeah, I think our Dello 10W30 engine oil is a great leader in fuel economy. You need to look at viscosity grade, and of course you also need to look at base oil and additive packs. So I'd always recommend that you shop for premium oil like Dello, and you can achieve up to 1.3% fuel economy just on our engine oil.
In terms of viscosity, I mean, is that the main focus? Is that the only thing we focus on when it comes to fuel economy?
Well, it's a big part of fuel economy, but the other part that you do need to focus on is formulation. And as we spoke previously about it, isocin is a big component of our Dello product portfolio on engine oils, gear oils, and greases. And then we also partner up with Dello Extended Life coolants. So isocin is really synthetic-like performance at a lower price that can drive what people think is synthetic performance and also improve your fuel economy.
And so, I mean, so talk about that trade-off, that performance trade-off when it comes to viscosity. If you go to a lower viscosity oil, are you gonna compromise performance here?
Well, no, a lot of the OEMs, so no, we have done some studies with our Dello 10W30 even versus some of our competitive products that really show equal wear and equal durability to the most used viscosity grade, which is a 1540 in this country. In Europe, of course, they've been using a 10W30 and actually a 5W30 engine oil, and we do have a Dello 5W30 engine oil in our European market for fuel economy. So OEMs are looking at whatever ways they can drive down basically the cost for owner-operators on fuel.
We hear a lot about synthetics these days and the synthetic blends, Nicole. There's some claims that are being made out here when it comes to fuel economy versus what you might see with mineral-based. So fill us in. Are these claims true? What should drivers know?
The drivers should really know that a full synthetic product is really best used in an application where you need a very cold start property.
Right.
And so when you're looking for an engine oil, whether it's a 15W40 viscosity grade or a lower viscosity grade, having a full synthetic will not be beneficial unless you're driving in extremely cold or very hot temperatures. So in the majority of the United States, with the exception of Alaska as an example, you really are optimizing your cost by paying half as much for a product like Delo 400, 10W30, or 1540 with isosyn that I just talked about,
Sure.
and you really don't need a full synthetic. So there is a bit of what I call a synthetic myth out there.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
it comes to semi-synthetics, there is no clear definition on what a semi-synthetic is. It's really could be 1% synthetic, it could be
Right.
0.01 synthetic. You don't
Right.
really know.
Is there
what
even a
that-
standard at that level?
There is no standard at the semi-synthetic
That's
level.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
it's more of a marketing or a sort of trying to convince the customer that because it has the word synthetic in it,
Yeah.
it will perform better. And we've got proof of performance with some competitive benchmarking where Delo 400 LE 15W40 with isosyn outperforms synthetics, full synthetics, and semi-synthetics in wear and durability.
Yeah, in fact, you announced those test results just last year.
That's right.
Some pretty impressive test results that you saw. Let's talk about the 10W30 oils today. How popular are they?
Well, that's an interesting question. They're just emerging kind of in the marketplace in the United States.
Yeah.
OEMs are, as I mentioned before, looking for ways to save their customers money. And
Right.
fuel economy is definitely a big part. It's over 30% of your spend for an owner-operator or even a fleet customer. So it's critical that original equipment manufacturers work with oil companies like ourselves, and we have a leading position with OEMs. And so basically, the issue with a 10W30 is it's just emerging. So OEMs are now factory filling with a 10W30 in the US. OEMs like Navistar, Caterpillar has been filling with a 10W30 for a long time. We've got Mack, we've got Volvo. So right now the volume of 10W30 in the US is fairly small,
Right.
but it's expected to grow over time.
Okay.
And then I think the other development that's happening as global engine manufacturers are looking at consolidating engine platforms globally is we will be seeing a 5W30 or lower viscosity grade in the United States fairly quickly.
Yeah, interesting, because the 15W40 oils have been the standard, for quite
They
some
have,
time, but,
yes.
but we expect to see that shift there.
I think we will see some shift. I
Yeah.
think 1540 is definitely the choice of most owner-operators and fleets as well as original equipment manufacturers. So I think it's going to be a slow transition to that lower viscosity engine oil. There won't be an immediate shift. I mean, the 1540 is definitely has a lot of proven test performance. We talked about above 1 million miles
Right.
on trucks, has excellent results with wear and durability, and really is an excellent product with all of the OEM recommendations that you're looking for as a customer, as an owner-operator or a fleet.
What kind of savings can a fleet or even the individual driver see if they switch to a more fuel-efficient oil? What are we looking at?
So we talked about 1.3%. So if you
Yeah.
calculate that a truck driver drives on average about 100,000 miles per year,
Yeah.
gets about 8 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
And diesel fuel is, we calculated at 350. Obviously, it varies across
Sure.
the nation.
Yeah.
You're looking at about $750 to $800 per year savings on a truck.
Wow.
So, I mean, it does add up, whether you're driving one truck or you've got, a fleet of trucks, it does add up over time.